Welcome to AZPM News Daily, a wrap-up of all the day's news from Arizona Public Media. I'm Steve Jess, and on this Tuesday, the Tohono O'odham keep the door shut to construction crews.
We will not let this destroy our sacred sites.
Teaching high schoolers to monitor air quality.
We want them to learn about the health effects of those air pollutants.
And a few words about Dolly Parton. That's ahead for August 25th, 2026. Topping our news, the Tohono O'odham Nation is continuing to bar non-members from its reservation as the tribe resists border wall construction. Angela Gervasi has the details.
Tohono O'odham Chairman Verlin Jose says in the last couple of weeks, the tribe has escorted about 7 federal contractors off tribal land. It's one of several pathways the tribe is taking to resist the Trump administration's plans for a 62-mile border wall that would cut through the nation. The tribe is also suing the federal government over the planned wall. Jose addressed the issue during a packed town hall in Ajo this week.
We will not let this destroy our sacred sites, our burial sites, our holy places.
Meanwhile, Tohono O'odham and Hiachir O'odham tribal members are also fighting a separate federal project that would plant a secondary border wall near Quito Baquito Springs, a site considered deeply sacred to both tribes. I'm Angela Gervasi, AZPM News.
A Tucson humanitarian aid group says migrant deaths spiked last month in the Arizona desert. The bodies of 19 people were discovered in the month of July alone, according to data from the Pima County Medical Examiner and the nonprofit Humane Borders. In comparison, 10 people were found dead during the same month in 2025. Those recently found in the desert range from a 19-year-old woman in Organ Pipe Cactus National Monument to a 26-year-old man found southeast of Sierra Vista. The recent spike in migrant deaths comes despite a drop in border crossings for both Arizona's Tucson and Yuma sectors. Federal data shows Border Patrol encountered fewer migrants along the state's southern border in July 2026 compared to last year. So far this year, Humane Borders has logged 73 migrant deaths statewide. ICE agents arrested 3 people during a traffic stop within the Gila River Indian community earlier this month. Tribal Governor Stephen Roe Lewis claims the tribe made a deal allowing federal agents to conduct activities on their sovereign land so long as they first notified the Gila River Police Department. In a video message on social media, Lewis said the agreement broke down and he has contacted the Department of Homeland Security. He said DHS put the tribe's new chief of police in touch with the regional ICE leadership. None of the apprehended men are reported to be tribal members. Storm damage has forced the closure of scenic Gates Pass in the Tucson mountains till further notice. Floodwaters from Sunday evening's monsoon damaged a stretch of road between Kinney Road and Via Scaramuzzo, prompting emergency repairs. A spokesperson with the Pima County Department of Transportation tells AZPM the department is working to expedite the repairs, but the road is not expected to reopen anytime soon. Commuters traveling in both east and west directions are encouraged to use alternate routes. The county has partnered with the University of Arizona to fund a new curriculum for high schoolers focused on the area's air quality. Noor Hagigi has the details.
Students in grades 9 through 12 will learn how to analyze data from air quality monitors stationed across Tucson school districts. Natalie Shep with the County Environmental Department says the curriculum will expand the region's knowledge of air quality to include more neighborhood-specific data.
We really want them to understand air pollution, so the chemistry. We want them to learn about the health effects of those air pollutants, as well as kind of how we measure them and how they can access the data at any point in time.
Participating school districts include Ajo, Flowing Wells, Tucson Unified, and Sunnyside. It's part of a grant funded by the Environmental Protection Agency in 2023. Noor Hagigi, AZPM News.
The Center for Biological Diversity has filed a lawsuit against the Trump administration's approval of exploratory drilling for a copper mine near Arizona's San Pedro River. Jill Ryan reports the center claims the activity threatens Mexican spotted owls.
Earlier this year, the Center for Biological Diversity filed an intent to sue the Bureau of Land Management and Fish and Wildlife Service over the Copper Creek exploration project. The center says the feds are violating the Endangered Species Act, claiming the feds knew the spotted owls were in the project area and still approved the land for drilling. Furthermore, the suit says the project will need to withdraw unprecedented amounts of groundwater from the area. The complaint also says the Bureau failed to consult with the San Carlos Apache tribe as required under the National Historic Preservation Act. Jill Ryan, Phoenix.
A free film workshop is underway in downtown Tucson, giving aspiring filmmakers hands-on experience in everything from lighting and editing to interviewing. The 6-course program was funded by the Arts Foundation of Southern Arizona. Instructor Ty Attia says it's building toward a bigger project.
We're bookending this whole program with this cool thing at BrickBox, a short film of February, but everything in between is what was funded by the Arts Foundation.
The Southern Arizona Film Society is partnering with Attia to make the Southern Arizona Academy more accessible to applicants who can't make every session. 17 people showed up for Monday's first session at BrickBox Brewery. Next February, they'll create a short film together, premiering at the 2027 Nogales Film Festival, in which movies are projected on the border wall. There's been a surge of mining companies looking to dig for minerals in the Southwest, including near tribal communities. From KNAU and Flagstaff, Chris Clements explains why so many of those companies are Canadian.
It boils down to this. Canada has a unique tax system that allows mining companies that are exploring projects to pass their costs along to investors. John Steen, a professor at the University of British Columbia, says Canada is home to hundreds of those companies.
They're hearing that the regulatory regime is not as tight as it was, and they're seeing the US as an attractive place for investment and exploration.
Steen says Canadian firms are responding to President Trump's push to end reliance on China for critical minerals. Take Chakana Copper, which is using a subsidiary to explore mining copper on the Navajo Nation. Or Laramide Resources, which wants to mine uranium near the site of the largest release of radioactive mining material in U.S. history.
The growth in uranium mining in the United States is unprecedented. It's really something.
James Hopkins, an associate professor at the University of Arizona, says the reason for that is due, in part, to the rollback of mining regulations, and that's had consequences.
With the increased deregulation, you're seeing these conflicts arising more and more with respect to tribal lands and tribal resources.
Hopkins says the flurry of mining projects, including some proposed by Canadian companies, is causing pushback from tribes who have long borne the environmental consequences of mining. For KNAU, I'm Chris Clements in Flagstaff.
Arizonans are paying tribute to country music legend Dolly Parton, who died on Tuesday at age 80. In 1987, Parton released the collaborative album Trio with Tucson-born Linda Ronstadt and Emmylou Harris. In a statement, Ronstadt described recording with Parton as one of the most extraordinary musical experiences of my life. Arizona Secretary of State Adrian Fontes praised Parton's humanitarian work, saying she leaves behind a legacy of music, generosity, and joy that will endure for generations. And you're caught up now on the stories we've covered today at Arizona Public Media. Thanks for listening. You can subscribe to AZPM News Daily wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Steve Jess, and we'll be back tomorrow.